All right, guys, what's up? We are back with another episode of Paul's Best Podcast, the podcast that we only talk about positivity. This is a podcast where it's the best. If you got negative shit, this is not the show for you. It's all the best with my favorite people, the people that I think are the best. Today is no exception. I'm sitting here with one of my dear friends, one of the funniest comics, and somebody that I've had some of the best times with, really, is Yannis Pappas. Thank you for being here on Paul's Best.
Yeah, it's like
We'll sit down here
feels
and-
like a fighter introduction.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah,
going
I
on?
feel you.
Paul's Best, all positivity. That's exactly what happens when cults get started, too. You say we only bring positive energy here.
Listen, there's no negative stuff. You know me. I'm not a guy that likes.
I got no time for negative either.
You've been to the Virzi residence many times.
Many times.
I would say you kind of walk in like Kramer sometimes.
I've had the best baklava at your house. I've had the best chili at your house. I've had some of the best laughs.
Best
at your
parties.
House. I had one of the best shits of my life in your house. I clogged the toilet. Do you remember that?
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's because I ate so much of your wife's chili. This is a true story. I ate so much of the chili that there was no room for water to fit in my stomach.
Yep.
And I choked on the water, and then I took a dump that was so big, and that I had to sneak down to the living room, or I texted you, right? And I was like, I need a plunger.
Here's the funniest thing. It's one of the funniest things. Yannis comes to my house, and he brings his lovely girlfriend at the time, who's his wife now, Brittany, and they're dating, and it was newish.
It was new. She was new, out of the box.
It wasn't old enough for the dump you took.
Yeah. My wife was like, what? When I started dating her, she was 24, and I was in my mid-30s.
So luckily, Yannis disappears. Yannis will come to the Virzi party. You come to the Virzi party, you disappear a lot. And what it was we didn't know this because I had just, I knew you at clubs, but I didn't know your habits. When I learned your habits is Yannis can't lay off of, the guys that can't lay off drinks, the guys that can't lay off, like they get another one, they can't lay off a shot. Yannis does that with food. You do it with appetizers, you do it with hors d'oeuvres, you just do it. So we're hanging out and Yannis disappears. And I don't know, sometimes he's drinking a lot. During the day you take a nap. He would go to our guest room sometimes, but it's like a long time. And I'm downstairs with my wife and his girl on the couch, and Yannis is nowhere to be found. And luckily, I almost went down. My eyes started closing, and I looked.
That would have been a real problem.
By the grace of God for
that
you,
would have been a real problem.
I see my phone, and I look at my phone, and it just says. I look at my phone, and it just says, "Yo, dog, clogged the toilet. You got a plunger anywhere?"
But I also said, can you like sneak it upstairs so they don't see? I didn't want anyone to know. So how did you get it upstairs?
He goes, "Yo, dog, I clogged the toilet. Yo, you got a plunger?" He goes, "Try to do it discreetly or whatever." You actually typed.
Yeah.
You actually said, "Can we make it discreet?"
Make it discreet. I didn't want you to just go say, "Hey, sorry, Yannis upstairs. He needs a plunger."
So I think I found it in the bathroom, put a plastic bag around the around the rubber part, and then you came to the top of the stairs or whatever, and I just handed it, and I just see you walk away with it. And I'm texting Yannis, I'm crying, laughing, and he goes, "Oh my God, thank God." He goes, You said, "Thank God you answered."
Because if you had went down and didn't see your phone, I was just gonna have to sit there.
You would have had to wait for me to wake up.
Yeah, I'd have to wait for you to wake up.
But you were cool enough with Stace. You could have maybe asked Stace.
No. That's not something you could say to the host's wife. You could say, "Do you have a plunger?" I mean, we're cool, but that's the most embarrassing moment. I mean, but it was just, I had so much chili. I mean, the thing was like, it just came all the way out of the bowl, and then I flushed it, and it was going, the water's coming up. I was going, "Oh, stop.
Oh my God.
Stop.
That's why that scene in Dumb and Dumber is one of the funniest things ever.
Yeah.
Where he goes, "What?" She goes, "Don't use it till it's broken." The panic.
Yeah.
Because it's
a panic.
That's a big one, dude.
Yeah, that's a panic. So I've had a lot of best moments. I've had some of the best hangs. I say, your TV watching room is my favorite room in the planet.
Yeah.
Not only that, in the history of my life, it's my favorite room.
Yeah, Yannis
I like
loves
hanging out. I like going over there. I like watching docs. I like going down. I like having a nice black cherry seltzer.
You love going downstairs into the Virzi TV room, but the funniest one is because Yannis and I, we live close and we're close friends. Sometimes either like he he's coming home from a gig, or I'm coming home from a gig, but I'd be like, yo, I'm on my way home from a gig, and he's like, all right, when you gonna be there? I go, around this time. But you got there early. I go, just go. I got there early. He's laying down. He's got the blanket up. It's like in a hospital bed in my house.
Yeah, I was in the house before you got there, already set up. I was
Not
set up
sitting,
with a seltzer. No,
not sitting. You laid out. You had the seltzer, and you were just watching.
Oh, I don't sit in that room. When I get in that room, I get as I don't. I don't think I've ever sat.
No, you lay out.
Yeah, I just lay. Yeah,
you lay out.
It's a comfortable room. It's like I love it. There's a lot of good memories, a lot of good times over, 11 years.
Yeah.
So it's that's my favorite room. My favorite room in the world is your TV watching.
You know why you're perfect for
when you guys were looking for another house, I was going to sabotage it. I was like, I don't want you to leave because I love that room. Yeah.
Why I think you're perfect for the show, Paul's Best Podcast, all the best things, is you are somebody, we're similar in certain ways, but the one thing that I think we connected as friends why we're similar is you really enjoy a good time. You really relish the laugh. You relish in I'll see you. It's like when Yannis first started coming up to my house in Northern Westchester. I remember one time you were standing on my front step and you were going, and you were breathing in and you were looking around and you were looking up at the stars and you were looking at the woods, and it was like you were taking it in because you're a kid that likes to take in the good, like me, and I think that's what we connected on for sure.
Yeah, I mean, what else are you doing if you're not taking in the good? You gotta take in the good. There's a lot to take in. There's a lot of good things to enjoy. You just got to slow down and take it in.
When Stacy made you the burger for the first time you came and she put that white sauce on it, you texted me a week later and you go, what did she do? She ruined burgers for me.
Yeah, that was a problem. Yeah.
She almost
what kind of sauce was that?
She almost made like a yogurt tzatziki, but it was on top of a really good burger with all the other stuff, and it blew you away.
Yeah, yeah. And what I love about Stacy, too, is when she makes something really delicious, she always goes, it's simple. She always goes, it was a simple thing. I did a simple thing. I'm like, well, if simple is what makes that, then that's good.
Yeah, you know her. She downplays. She wants people to have a good time.
Yeah.
I always
you
say,
would go the big way. You go, it's going to be the greatest burger you ever had.
Yeah, I'd be like, buckle up. But was I right about my tuna fish sandwich?
Tuna fish sandwich was surprisingly good.
You know, I learned it from Yaya.
Yeah.
My Yaya.
Yeah.
Because she showed me in Yonkers. I watched as a little kid.
Yeah.
She got the bumblebee tuna.
Yeah.
It's got to be the right amount of mayo.
Yeah.
Okay. You throw a little oregano in there. But it hit you hard, right?
It was delicious, and you do it, and then you taste it, and you make sure it's got all the right elements.
It's got the salt's got to be the right elements.
It's got to be right, and you did it, and you threw the oregano. The oregano's key.
The oregano's key.
The oregano's
That's actually
key.
right.
Yeah. The oregano. I don't want a tuna fish sandwich ever again if it doesn't have oregano. She ruined burgers, and you ruined tuna fish sandwiches for me. I need oregano in my tuna fish sandwich because of that sandwich that you made. I need oregano in my sandwich. It's the same. It's the same thing with tzatziki, right? I'm Greek, so it's like it needs to have dill in it. I don't even understand the places that give you tzatziki that does not have dill.
Isn't dill part of it?
No, it's not always. Cucumbers in there, but a lot of people don't use the dill.
No, you got to use the dill.
Yeah, and it's the same thing with tuna fish sandwiches. It's like. Oregano should be in there.
Yeah.
It should be part of it no matter what.
And
I hate when people put cucumbers in it. I want the oregano.
I don't even like celery in it, dog.
Yeah.
Some people like celery in it. It's just not my deal. I'm not mad at it, but it's not. You got to keep it the right way.
To me, it's like the oregano is kind of like peanut butter and jelly.
I think a tuna fish sandwich the right way with a pinch of potato chips on the side. You get a pinch on the side. I think a good tuna sandwich with a pinch on the side and a Diet Coke in ice.
Yeah.
It might be one of the greatest lunches you could have.
I'll say, I think the tuna fish sandwich you made me is probably the best tuna fish sandwich I had in my life. I don't know if it was because we were 6 whiskeys deep and it was 2 in the morning.
No, because I made a few during the day once.
Yeah, I've requested it a few times.
Yeah. And you've come over to the house. And you know what the best times are? When we don't plan to hang.
Oh, yeah.
And then you come in and there's meals.
Yeah.
There's meal. We'll sit down and we'll get some pasta and meatballs, and then we make our way down.
As long as we don't order Papa John's at 2 in the morning or 1 in the morning.
Well, yeah,
that's
a lot of times you.
That was
last time the deli was me.
Yeah. That was your fault.
That was my fault.
That was your fault.
Because I kept wanting buffalo.
Yeah. But here's the thing: you don't understand what Paul's saying. If you know me, right? Anyone who knows me knows I eat an alarming amount of food. My appetite is alarming. It alarms people because I don't look. If I had a sweet tooth, Paul says, I'd be dead. I'd be so fat.
If Yannis Pappas had a sweet tooth, he would be Ozempic wouldn't do it. It would just be, you would be wild. It was really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I eat like crazy.
I don't know how you're not blown out.
I don't know how I'm not either.
This kid will come to my house and eat 7 slices of pizza throughout the day. Eat like he eats himself so he can't put in liquid.
It's a problem.
Before we get into what this episode is the best of, I gotta just tell the one story because I don't even know if we've really told this one before. But Yannis comes over to the house, and when you come over to the crib, we like to watch things. And we get excited about what we're watching to the point where it's like, what time are you getting home? One of us may not have a spot, both of us may have a spot, but we know a time we both can kind of fit in a night where the family's down.
It's got to be when everyone's down.
Family goes down 9:30, 10. We know 10:30, 11, we're going to get maybe a 2-hour hang. So we start, hey, dude, NBA player, hey, this, that. So, but Giannis comes over, he gets in his spot. And then we'll get into like...
It's funny that I have a spot in that room.
No, like I have the chair. And the funny thing is I have the chair in the corner and he's got the spot on the couch. And it's like we know... it's not even talked about.
Right.
It's just like one time you actually were like, oh, no, I'm sorry.
I'm in your chair, yeah.
Yeah, you go, no, I'm in your... And you went to your thing. It was actually like you knew. It was like, yeah. And then you went to the fridge, got a seltz. Yeah. That happens.
Yeah.
And then we'll get into a doc.
Yeah.
And then the thing is, Giannis will turn.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, like, it'll be, and I'll go, I think, she's shady. And then it'll be quiet over there. And I just go, dude, you seeing this? Dude, she definitely took part in it. And then all of a sudden, your eyes will go, huh? And I go, oh, no. And then all of a sudden, but here's the impression. We watch the whole thing. And I'm in now, because there's 39 minutes left, and he's sleeping, right? Yeah. But he remembers where it stopped. Yeah. So they'll be like, yeah, they found 3 bodies on the beach, right? And they're like, they think it's the cop. And all of a sudden, it's over. And I go, yo, it's over. Dude, you got to go home. And you got to just go, what happened? How many bodies they find? What did he? Was him? Was it him? Was it him? Yeah, they found him, and I end up watching the whole thing, and then you don't know what happened.
Yeah.
All right. So
it's just so peaceful, It's like everyone's asleep.
Yeah.
It's the country. It's quiet, and it just feels like we're watching a doc, and it's just peaceful. I just feel peace.
Yes. Yeah. No.
It's just peace. You got a nice black cherry seltzer.
Oh yeah.
You turned me on to seltzers.
Got one right here.
Yeah. Now I'm just a seltzer fanatic.
By the way, Hal's New York.
Yeah.
Not a sponsor. Just Hal's New York Black Cherry Seltzer, dude. It's just, you know what it is? A nice flavored seltzer. It just works.
Because what it is it really gives you, like, once you get used to them, it's like you're drinking a soda.
It's like you're drinking a
soda. It's like you get a little flavor. It gives you the same satisfaction you get when you drink a soda.
Without the sugar thing, and you get the refreshing.
Yeah, almost when I have a soda now, which I don't drink soda, but occasionally if I have a ginger ale or something, it almost tastes too sweet for me now. But I don't have a sweet tooth anyway, but like a soda, because I like seltzer so much, sodas just feel too sweet.
What about a Diet Coke?
I'm not a Diet Coke like you are. A DC for you, yeah.
An ice cold DC for me and an iced tea?
Yeah.
Two
iced
I
tea
go.
and DCs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Italian kids got their go-tos.
The thing about Italian kids is that when we like it for food, it's a lock. It's a lock. All right, so we are gonna do what this show is. As you guys know, Paul's podcast, we keep it to the best of something. This episode is best day ever. So we're gonna talk to Yannis today about the best days he could remember. Okay, from now up into his life right now. I'll throw some of mine out there. Hopefully, you guys listening, you'll be thinking of the days. But listen, life is hard. We've had the bad ones. We've had the good ones. But everybody remembers there are certain days where you're like, dude, that thing, you know what? I could chalk that up to things went well that day, and thank God. So I ask you now, going back, thinking about things that has happened, a lot of amazing things. Listen, we're fathers, we have things like that. But like going back to a day where you're just like, that day was just so special going to bed. You were just like, what an amazing day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, the best day of my life for sure was the day at my in-laws' house in the kitchen when my mother-in-law made my first daughter laugh for the first time.
Oh.
Being present and hearing her laugh for the first time.
Whoa.
Was like the best day, the best moment of my life.
And you remember it vividly?
Vividly. It was the first time she laughed, the sound of a laugh.
Wow.
And then she made her laugh again. So it was the first time I heard what her laugh was.
How old was she when that happened?
She must have been 8 months, 7 months, something like that.
It was like her first big laugh?
First time she actually laughed. She made the laugh sound.
Wow.
So, and we videoed it. because she kept laughing. So I have video of it.
You were locked, right?
Yeah, it was just I remember it's like it's you know, you get to a certain age, there's not a lot of things that happen that are new that you've never heard before
Right.
or you've never done before.
Sure.
Right? I can put up when the Giants won, you know, 2 Super Bowls, 2 great days of my life. I could remember when we were kids and we won the Schweitzer League championship, citywide.
Wait, what's that?
Basketball.
Oh, okay.
Right, there was CYO and Schweitzer. We won the Schweitzer League. It was the feeling was ecstatic. There's so many of those moments, right? But then you have similar type of experiences, and you know. So this was, at my age, this was something completely new that I've never experienced before. And it was the first time I heard my daughter's laugh. And it was, I don't know.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was just the greatest feeling, the most joy I felt.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't know why.
Yeah, that's a good one, man, because that's one that, like, and you know what's great about that day? And what's great about that day being one of your best days is it has nothing to do with you.
No.
Right? A lot of people, it does have to do with you, how you made you feel, but it was basically like it's not a selfish great day.
Right, right.
Do you know what I mean?
Because look, laughing, let's just be honest, laughing a lot of times is as good as busting a nut.
Oh.
You know, so all your best days, all your best memories are always going to involve hard laughs.
And here's the other thing too, busting a nut is seconds.
Yeah.
Me and you, like with the other night, we had a laugh. We roll, when you roll laugh,
Yeah.
like cry laughing,
Yeah.
it goes
when
long.
When it hurts and like.
When it hurts and you're like, please stop.
Yeah.
You know, we've been at please stop, I can't take it
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
That's an amazing, might be actually number one.
I think it is number one if you think about it. Who would argue that?
What's better than cry laughing to the point where you're begging the person to stop?
Yeah.
That's that's the best.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah. So it was good. Maybe it was just this thing to know she had like a deep laugh, a good laugh, and just the joy. Like you see my daughter experiencing joy just brought me. It was the best moment of my life. The best moment of my life was hearing her laugh for the first time.
That's amazing, dude.
And I got to say, unfortunately, it was like maybe it was because it was the first daughter, you know?
No,
and
of course it was.
Here. So it was like the second one, I kind of knew it was coming, so still great. That's what sucks about being the second kid.
Yeah.
Is like the first one you get all the firsts with. Like when the first time she walked,
Yeah.
you were there for the first steps. Like
Yeah.
right before Christmas, when my
I
oldest
remember that.
daughter
Yeah.
Like I've been there for both, the first laughs of both my kids, and that was always my goal. I wanted
Yeah.
to be there for their first laugh, their first words.
Yeah.
And I've been there for both. I've seen both.
It's why, though, in my opinion, it's why the first kid is a little less adjusted. The first kid is, the second kid is easier. And the second kid is easier because they feel the vibes of the parents been through it before. You know, one thing that I'll never, ever forget was the first time they took Lucas and they put a needle in him. Listening to him for the first time screech and scream and cry, I envisioned, I swear to God, I know it's funny, but I envisioned taking it and putting it in her neck and killing her. Like I envisioned like harming the nurse
Right.
because she took like the love of my life.
Yeah.
And she did. The way he went like, you know, like he wasn't expecting it. And I pictured holding her again and putting it in her neck. And then when it was Sophia, I just handed her off. Like I just handed it off. Like I didn't even, it didn't, not that I don't care, but it didn't matter. But I think that's why the second child is the one that they say is easier, a little more independent. You know what I mean?
A little calmer, usually.
Yeah, because
laid back.
Because here's the deal. You're a nervous mother and father with the first one.
Yeah.
You're nervous. With the second one, you're like, oh, we've been there, look, remember? And then you always like reference the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, remember so-and-so
Yeah.
did that. With the second, they feel that.
Yeah, the first one you're like, you know, like, what's gonna happen? She all right? Second one you're like, she fell, she'll be all right. Yeah, that'll be all right.
Somebody asked me, did you cry? So going back to great days, somebody said to me, when your son's born, right? Did you cry? Did you have a good cry? My mother-in-law said that to me. So Stacy had a C-section. She's in the hospital for 4 days, right? And it was nice that you have your own room, that you get these dinners. It's really nice. They take the baby. So I stayed there for a few days. And I remember my mother-in-law goes, did you have that good cry? And I didn't know what she meant. And I go, no. And then Stacy goes, why don't you leave here and go home, get some sleep. It's been 2.5 days. You've been on a hard, shitty chair trying to sleep. Go home, grab my stuff, get one night home and come to in the morning. And I remember being in our condo in Mount Kisco, and I just sat on the couch and I realized that I was a father, and I thought of him and then all the emotions, and like, I didn't like wail, but I just got emotional with it. And I was like, wow. And they're like, oh, did you do that with your second one? And I was like, no. Like, but in a way that was just like like I love her so much now, and I know it. But like it was almost like that first one because you know what it was. I didn't know I could. This is gonna sound corny as shit, but I didn't know if I even deserved that or was worthy of that feeling. But then when I became a good dad for 3 years, because my kids are 3 years apart, then with the second one, I was like, I am worthy of it.
Yeah.
So I think it's nothing against me because my little girl and me are
It's
like
just
this.
a little less
You know,
magical the second time because you've been through it. It's just, what can you do? That's what it is. The first, because with your first child, it's the first time you're experiencing any of these things.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa, wow, the first words. And the second one, you're like, yeah, you're going to talk eventually. Yeah, you're going to walk eventually. Yeah, you have a frame of reference for what it is. But the first time you're seeing it, it's just... It's magical.
The first time is
you're watching your child become a person.
It's crazy.
You're watching them become, and now there's just people in my house. When I go home, there's like this thing that grew out of us, and now there's just people in my house. I have like a family, and there's noise, and there's words being said, and and they make me laugh so much. Laughter's so key.
Do you have a memory of while it was going on, while something was going on, whether it's your college days, whether it's your wedding day, do you have a memory of while it's going on, you're going, oh my God, this is like euphoric. I can't believe this is one of the greatest, like while it's happening.
Yeah.
Cause
my half-hour special, Comedy Central.
Okay, go ahead, talk about that.
It was the person who went before me. They were shot in Boston. It was 2013, and we were shooting the half-hour Comedy Central specials, and it was my first televised stand-up special. So the person before me didn't do that great as far as the crowd reaction. So I was nervous. I was living in Miami at the time. I didn't get to run it that much because I was working a TV job.
Yep.
And I wasn't doing sets that much. And so I was unsure of how it was going to go. And it was going well. It was going well. And I remember when I got into my last joke, because of the set, I know this last joke is like a cakewalk. It's big laughs. So I remember taking it in because I'd feel like, I'm landing now. And the set was behind me, and it went well. So I had a moment where while it was happening, I was going like, this is great. I did it. And I was so nervous, too. I was so nervous. It was like, I did it. And so then when I landed joke, I remember I put the mic down, and I turned around, and I went, fuck yeah. Because there was a lot of clapping and noise. That's amazing. So I just went, fuck yeah. I was like pumped up. That I did it, that it went well, I didn't mess up, and I remember that.
All right, guys, before we continue with the show, I want to let you guys know where you could see me live. I will be performing November 5th at the Addison Improv, Dallas, Texas. Also, November 6th, I will be at the Houston Punchline. And we got a big announcement for Paul's Best Podcast. I will be doing the first live Paul's Best Podcast for the New York Comedy Festival, November 10th at 7 p.m. at Gotham Comedy Club with special guest, former New York Knicks guard, John Starks. Tickets are available right now for that. Also, Thanksgiving Eve, you could check me out at Levity Live in West Nyack, New York on November 26th. And December 12th, I will be at the Edmond Town Hall in Newtown, Connecticut. All other dates at paulvirzi.com. And I hope to see you guys at a show. Let's get back to the podcast. Because the euphoria in it is the relief. And my thing was so polar opposite of something that I went through in 2016 when I went through my depression and I was on stage in Hartford in a full-on panic attack. And while I'm on stage and I see tables laughing, I'm like standing beside myself, literally almost watching myself. And I was in a panic attack. I was anxious. These people are clapping. They got no idea. I'm dizzy. My head hurts. I feel like something's really wrong with me. And it was like the worst feeling ever. And then fast forward to 2018 when I did The Garden. And The Garden was something I was actually telling Stacy, my wife, this recently. And Joe Bartnick, I got to give Joe Bartnick credit because it was the craziest thing. I had done it before where I hosted, and then DeRosa went second. That was in 2014. But this one, 2018, I was going second. Bartnick was going to host, and this was the one that he did in the round.
This is Burr.
With 18,000. Yeah. He he did it in the round, and Burr called me up. He goes, dude, I know you did it before. This one's in the round. You open for me. And I'm like, absolutely. And there were sound issues with the first one through DeRosa, me, and Burr's first 10 minutes. So it was great, but it wasn't like what it could be. And then I'm there, and everybody's backstage on the one in the round. And there's celebrities and everybody. And I remember Jim Florentine was there, and they were all looking at me, and they were like, Virzi, man, you're a little, like, I was nervous, and I had the look of nerves on my face, but I was very prepared. And then, like, 1 minute before I went on, the nerves went away, and I go, like, let's go. And I had the story of the basketball story, but I had only done the basketball story 2 times. I did it once at New York Comedy Club, and I did it once at the Cellar. And my friend Chris Lambert said you should do it. Burr said you should do it. And they were like, dude, it's perfect. And I go, I've only done it twice. It murdered twice. But I go, if the set's going good, I'll do it. If it's not going good. And dude, I mean, people to this day go, I've not seen many people have the Garden like that. It was like they were hanging on every word, bam, bam, and I'm killing, and I'm just having this moment. And I looked up at the rafters after being in such nervous, and I see Patrick Ewing shit, and I go, you got to just do it. And I told the crowd, I go, all right, guys, we're at the Garden. This is where I love basketball. I'm a Knicks fan, so I'm going to end this with a basketball story. And I told the story, and when I hit the punchline, it erupted like somebody hit a 3. It was the craziest thing. I said thank you. Burr comes up and addresses that I did a new joke at the end. And then at the end, he goes, how about one more time? And bring up Paul Virzi. And I stepped back on stage, and they roared when I stepped back. And we're in the dressing room, and we had our own dressing room, me and Bartnick, and Burrs was over there. And I remember sitting there with that out-of-body euphoria, and I couldn't believe it happened. I'm getting the chills thinking about it. And I remember Bartnick just goes, Virzi? He goes, it's never going to get better than this. And it was like the feeling of like, it was such like, did that just happen? Is it a dream? And to have like agents and people come up and you go, I did it. So when you just said, you go, fuck yeah. Because you knew when you walked off, everybody knew, you knew, and you just nailed it. And it's this euphoric thing. And so professionally, I would say obviously the kids is the personal thing, but professionally, when you work so hard at something and you get to a place like that out of body happiness is outweighs the out of body horror. Like as far as the strength of it. I should say the strength of it. Because the strength of it bad is bad, but the strength of it good is like, oh my God, you know? That's why when I see depressed people, I go, it's going to get better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, you know, the thing about when you're going through a tough time, I think a lot of people, what I've learned is people think, oh, I got to feel better to go do something. But the opposite is true. If you're feeling bad, you got to go do something. You mean like I got to go
shopping or
you're like, oh, I got to feel better. I feel bad, so I can't do anything.
Oh, right.
But the opposite is true.
Right.
When you feel bad, you have to go do something, and then you'll feel better. You're not going to feel better and then want to do something good. You got to go do something even though you don't want to do it, and then you'll feel better. Right.
It's because what happens is you're out of your comfort zone, and then when it's achieved, you're like, oh my God, it makes it that much. Yeah. That's the truth.
So you got to go do it. I don't feel like doing this. I'm feeling depressed. It's like that's when you go do it, and then you'll feel better. You can't wait around to feel better and then do it. You got to go do what your body and is telling you not to do.
That's the truest thing, because anytime you talk to somebody that goes, I didn't want to do it, and I'm glad I did, or you talk to somebody that goes, I didn't want to leave the house, and then when they're done, they're like, you know what? This was great, thank you. It's because something was holding them back. Yeah. And then when it was relieved, it was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, and it's just, you're going to get the chemicals going. You're going to, that's what depression is. It's telling you to lay around, or if you're sad, even just sadness or grief, it's just telling you, lay around, you don't feel well, you don't feel like doing anything. But to feel better, you got to go up. Even though you feel bad, you got to go up, go out, do a thing, go to the gym, go hang out with your friend, call your friend, go watch a movie. You got to do something in order. You got to earn. You got to earn feeling good. That's that good dopamine is when you earn it. And so what we were feeling is like we earned this.
It was off of our chest. It was there. We needed to do it, and we did it.
And we earned it. We earned something. We worked for something, and we earned it, and it went well, and the stakes were high, and we did it.
Well, I think the higher the stake, I think that's the truth too. The higher the stakes, the more euphoric, and I think that's why when an athlete wins a championship, and you see and I think the perfect example of what I'm saying is, when Jordan came back and his dad passed away, rest his dad's soul, when you see him hugging the thing on the ground, that feeling that he has there, very few people have that and know, but it was like his dad died. I don't know if this is true, I think basketball told him to step aside for 2 years. They say no. They say no. He went to play baseball, but either way, nevertheless, he comes back. His dad had passed, and they were like, "Is he going to be able to win?" And he fucking wins, and he's on the ground holding it, and and he's sobbing. His head is on the basketball, and you actually hear him go, and you're like, "Oh my god, dude! The work that dude put in, just playing another professional sport, and came back."
It's the earning it with the high stakes and making it happen, like with the Comedy Central special. They do it in one take. They shoot those. You don't get 2 shows. You shoot it. So you have to get it.
You got to get it done.
Yeah, and it's like the first time you're on TV, which back then, still meant something in my mind. And so it was just, you had one shot.
It was a milestone.
Yeah, it was a milestone.
You called me the next day, and I go, "How'd that go?" And you go, "That one." And I know you. Yeah. You'll be like,
I go negative, but it was like I nailed it.
You go, "That one went real well." You know,
and it went as good as it could have. Like the crowd reacted, and just having the person who shot before me. It was like, oh man, is it gonna? Because it's the same crowd, right? So it's like, oh man.
Oh, because you're thinking,
yeah. I'm like, oh man.
No, but you know what? The thing with crowds is you bring a different enery, a different person.
I know, but it's in your mind. It's in your mind.
It's in your mind. Is this just a flat crowd?
Flat crowd.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's.
Everything was kind of against me too. I was in Miami. I wasn't. Running it a lot, and I was like, "How's this gonna go?"
Oh wait, you shot it in?
Shot it in Boston, but I was living in Miami. At the time.
All right, now we got to talk about a day. If we're gonna talk about best day ever, we have to talk about one day that was both euphoric for me and you is the Giants' undefeated game. Okay, so listen, here's the deal. You're talking to 2 G-Men fan here. By the way, in my opinion, this team, the draft they had this year was incredible. I really do think that they're on the right track. But 2007, the undefeated Patriots, the machine that was the Patriots.
Crazy.
With Randy Moss. Yeah. And fucking Brady, both winning the records that year, too. That's what a lot of people don't understand, the season that Brady had that year.
Yeah.
And the season that Randy Moss had. They had the greatest seasons in their respected positions, and they were undefeated.
They were undefeated, and they were undefeated through the playoffs. I mean, so how many games? How is that possible in football? Has anyone ever done that?
And
has any other team ever done that?
What, undefeated?
Gone undefeated to the Super Bowl?
No. The 72 Dolphins did it, but it was a 14 game season, and they won the Super Bowl undefeated.
Right. So one other team did it in a shorter season.
One other team did it in a shorter season, and I think it's a lot harder now.
Of course.
Because back then guys didn't leave. Like now with free agency, guys leave. Okay. Because I remember Stacy started crying when Plaxico caught the pass to win because I thought there was a flag. Do you remember where you were?
Yeah, I remember the whole thing.
Yeah. Where were you? Where were you?
So I was with my girlfriend. It was, that game, right, is what sports is all about. That's what makes sports great, is when you're seeing something that is as close to impossible happen as you can in your life. In your life, I'll put that game up at like a miracle. It's as close to a miracle that you'll never see a miracle. You'll never see someone turn water into wine. You'll never see. Yeah. But that catch, him catching it, and the things that had to go right, and who was the catch out of bounds? Which wide receiver was that? The drive down the field.
No, that's a different Super Bowl, though.
Oh, that was a different
You're talking
Super Bowl.
about Manningham.
They were both great.
You're talking about Manningham in 11, where Eli put it right where, and then he got hit out of bounds.
Yeah.
That's 11.
Yeah, well,
which was still insane.
Yeah, they were both. See, I had equal reaction to both of them. Yeah, because they were both similar games. It was like the last drive.
They were both similar games.
They were similar games. It was like the last drive, against the Patriots.
Yep.
You're down. The underdog by a lot.
Well, the first one you said is true. Historically, there's been no 14-point underdog.
Yeah,
the undefeated team. The Giants were 14-point dogs going to Super Bowl, which is the biggest for a Super Bowl against an undefeated team.
And that's when they beat Green Bay in the winter game, right?
That's when they beat Green Bay in the winter game in minus 4 degrees.
Right.
Yeah.
So it started there, where you're going like that wasn't supposed to happen.
No, that's nuts.
And then you're watching this almost miracle happen. It's like almost a miracle. You're watching something. You're thinking about this. It's not rehearsed. It's not planned. It's like it could go this way or that way, and it's just an inch catch, and you're watching this crazy thing happen.
If the cone of the ball nips the grass, we're not talking about this.
And you're beating a giant. It's like the old David and Goliath thing.
I was just going to say, it is.
Yeah, it's David versus Goliath, and you're saying you know, David, once in a while, David can win. It can win. That's why you're tuning in. Like, it can happen. Like, no matter who you are, no matter, you know, the odds are against you. You gotta go give it your all, because that's exactly when a miracle happens.
Yeah.
Is when the miracle doesn't happen when the Patriots or the Goliath, whatever it may be, and whatever thing does what it's expected to do.
Yeah.
You know, performs the way it's expected. There's no miracle that's possible in that formula, because it's expected.
Yep.
They have it. The miracle happens when something that 9 out of 10, if the Giants and them play 9 other games against each other, whatever, the Patriots probably win, you know, the majority of those games.
Yeah.
You know, if they played again, probably the Patriots win. But in that one game, with the momentum and the amount of things that had to go right for that to happen, and if you're going to beat that team, you know, we were on the losing side of this too with the Red Sox when the Red Sox came back.
Oh, that was tough.
Yeah, but that's what it has to take if you're going to do something impossible
like that.
And so when it happens for the team you're rooting for, it's just. It was just ecstatic.
And doesn't that make you, I mean, dude, you know me, and I don't want to get nuts on this, but doesn't it make you think in some sort of destiny and fate and meant to be? The only way the Red Sox were getting over that hump, getting over that curse, getting over that down 0-3, and
crazy.
the game before we won, 19-1, and they're going, this is a joke. And then we'll get them next time. We'll get them. And we ran out of next days, dude, and they did it, and it was the most euphoric thing for them. You're right. It's the opposite of what we're talking about. Yeah. But who was it? Was it John Madden? Rest his soul.
And if you know sports, you're going like, this is impossible.
Right. But
down 3-0.
Yeah.
You're getting slaughtered 19-1. It's like, this is impossible.
But I think it was.
It's just as close to a miracle as you can come.
No, it's.
And when you're emotionally invested in that team, you know,
and you went to games that year, and you spent money, and you spent Sunday afternoons or what, and you're watching it. But Madden or Chris Berman said, "Is like that's why they play the game. You watch a game, right? Yeah. You watch a game, and I'll tell you another the NBA playoffs too. You watch an NBA playoff game and you're like, oh, that team's gonna win. And all of a sudden, somebody that you don't know about starts hitting threes. Yeah. And somebody, oh, this kid's coming. And like that's why we watch it, and that's why it's euphoric. I could not imagine what those Red Sox fans felt.
Oh, dude.
Could you imagine what they must have felt?
Because I'll tell you, it still brings a smile to my face just talking about it. I don't know why it affected me the way that it affected me.
What, the Giants?
The Giants.
Yeah.
But those two games, right? And I'm a Yankee fan, so I've been through many Yankees wins. Yeah. You know, the Knicks were heartbreaking, but they were always good. When I was coming up, I was a hardcore Knicks fan, like unhealthy.
Yeah.
You know, because
like
you know me, I get
like
in.
Lucas. Well, Lucas is too.
Yeah, I was
gets
like
fevers.
that. We all, my friend group was like that.
No, yeah, my son gets fevers.
Yeah. So you know, that's the Greek part.
Yeah.
That's the Greek part.
He gets hurt. He gets hurt. He gets emotionally hurt.
I get hurt.
Yeah.
You remember we were watching the Yankee wild card game in the bar, and I was I got hurt.
I went to the bathroom.
It hurts.
Me and Yannis were watching the one wild card. It was when the wild card first got introduced to the league, and the Yankees were playing the Astros, and it was like a one game thing, and the Yankees were favorites and should have won and lost. And Giannis's whole demeanor, I think we were eating wings and a thing, and he got real quiet, weird, and he just goes, it hurts. And I remember going to the bathroom taking a piss, and I came back laughing because it changed you.
Well, that's the thing. You give your whole heart to it, which is the way you're supposed to do it in life.
Yes,
is give your whole heart. Yeah, but when you do that, when it doesn't work out, it stinks. But when it works out, that's why you get the euphoria. And I was saying to you the other day, that's how me and you were built.
Yeah.
So we get the real highs, and sometimes we get the real lows. But I wouldn't change it because, you know, the euphoria I felt from those two victories, I call them two. They're two of the best days of my life. With those two Super Bowls, 11 and 18.
Where did you watch each of them?
So the 11 one. I was with my ex-girlfriend's brother-in-law. So it was her and her sister and him. And
wow, that's specific. That's how you know you remember.
Oh yeah, I was friends with him. He's a great guy, and he used to play football. So he's a massive football fan. So every Sunday we would go over to their house and watch football. And so we did it every Sunday. And then we watched through the playoffs. And so the Giants were having this unbelievable run and whatever. And then the Giants are in the Super Bowl. And we're just watching that game. And, you know, we're drinking, having a good time. And it's an incredible game. And, you know, and I remember they just won. And I'm just like, Joe McCoy, like, what? It's like you're watching.
Couldn't even believe it.
You're watching a miracle, dude.
Yeah.
You're watching Jesus ascend to heaven. You're watching water turned into wine. You're watching Lazarus being raised from the dead. You're watching something that just isn't possible.
Yeah.
Like the catch like this, it's just not possible.
But when they won and the final thing went off, did you cry or were you?
I felt like, I felt like you can't explain it. And it lasted. The thing about it that was so great is it lasted.
It lasted.
I was like happy for a long time just thinking about it. Like it just lasted, just the happiness, the joy of it. And I think it's because it symbolized more. First of all, I'm invested in a team. I'm a Giant fan. I'm just Giants and Yankees. It used to be Knicks, but the Knicks, I think it was so unhealthy, like the way your sons are.
It was almost like an abusive.
It was an abusive.
You probably had to get out. Yeah,
I had to get out.
A doctor probably would said to you, you should just walk away for a while.
That's what it did.
Yeah,
that's what it did. Because I was at the Larry Johnson 4-point play game.
Yeah.
And then they lose, and then they do things like that, and then they lose. Right.
So wait a minute. You cared so much about the Knicks that you actually, because me and you, we didn't get into arguments, but I'm like, how can you do that? How could you not enjoy this new run? But you
have you ever noticed like I have walls up with it? I have walls up with the Knicks. I have walls up. It was like a ex-wife that like something bad. She cheated on me.
Because sometimes I feel like I need to like convince you.
Yeah. It's like I have a wall up.
They're good.
But you didn't know me when I was a kid, right? So I was watching the Knicks on black and white TV
walls up.
with Trent Tucker, Lewis Orr, Rory Sparrow. I was Bill Cartwright.
Are you talking about before? Like you're talking.
And basketball was my sport. It's the sport I love.
Yeah.
So the Knicks was like I had it, and they were bad. And I loved. They were really always bad, and I loved. I was like so.
You invested.
I was invested, and then it was the '90s, right?
Oh, so then you got real happy.
And then it started going good with Pat, and then Pat Riley came in, and they started winning, and then it was just like the Bulls. It was like this thing too of like they didn't do it. They could never do it.
They couldn't get over the hump.
They couldn't get over the hump. So
yeah.
I just I think maybe part of that was in the Giants' victory too. Was like. The underdog won.
So what would you do? Then this is a question. That is so funny because I do know you have walls up.
Yeah, because I put the walls up with and then also in life, it's like, you're never going to be able to do it unless you're the top guy. You're never going to be able to pull something because, as boys, when you're a kid and sports are everything to you, you kind of like, you get inspired by it. So it's inspiring. I was inspired by the Giants' victories.
But so what would you do? So here's my question to you now.
The Knicks, I just wanted to get out of the relationship after a while.
But if the Knicks won,
I mean, dude,
would
the
you
pump
feel?
fakes. I mean, it was so heartbreaking. The pump fakes.
What you mean with
Charles
Smith?
Charles Smith, the pump fakes,
and then on the post the foul, you saw a foul.
Yeah, it's just
Reggie. What about Reggie?
The Reggie backbreaker. It was heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak.
It was tough.
It was tough.
You just emotionally couldn't handle the beating.
And then the team started going in a direction where it was like I just had to get out of there. I just had to get out.
Yeah, because it was Riley and Van Gundy were the heyday.
Yeah, and Riley when I was really in. That's when those Riley teams is when I was really in.
Dude, you sound like it's funny. You're talking like you used to be a drug addict. You're like Riley's when I was sucking dick.
Because look at the team too. It was like they were putting these guys together who Riley was a typical Riley fashion was finding these guys.
Well, he was finding like bruisers that weren't too talented, but they could win. Yeah,
finding these hidden talents that everyone overlooked. Right, Anthony Mason, John Starks. He was putting these teams together, and they were exciting. They were physical, they were winning, and I was emotionally invested, and it's just heartbreak.
Well, obviously, what me and my son would do.
You know what? Maybe it is for me too.
What?
Maybe it is a little vindicating that, right? So it was like. Because the Bulls were just this force. This is the thing. You remember when the Bulls played, I never had a feeling like that. It was the same thing with the Patriots. It's like we're gonna lose. I always had this feeling like winning didn't feel possible, and it never did. It never materialized. So then when the Giants did it, it almost maybe lifted that.
It lifted that we can't beat this guy.
We can't beat this guy. Maybe it was like emotionally for me.
Like relieving.
It was like it made good for those Knicks losses.
Oh, because
I didn't even understand that till just now.
Well, that's why
because that's how I took it, dude. I took it like the Knicks made me depressed like that.
So
much that I just stopped becoming a fan.
So when Eli and them beat Brady and got over the hump, part of those Knicks losses and pain because you didn't think they could beat him.
Yeah,
then they beat him.
It's almost like he did it for New York. It almost like he did it for those Knicks. Beating Tom Brady. He's like the Jordan, right? Like in the archetype. psychologically. He's like the Jordan.
Yeah,
this
yeah.
unbeatable figure.
Yes.
Super Bowl every year. That's what Jordan was, dude. 6.
Yeah.
When he was in it, people say, "Oh, what was it about Jordan?" It was like you just knew he was going to win.
Yeah.
You just knew he was going to win. It was like Tyson during that early run. You're going like, when Jordan didn't win, when he sat out and he came back and he got beaten by Orlando, you're going like that. It's almost like you were watching something that did like 2 + 2 = 5.
Yeah.
That's how much you assumed he was going to win.
Yeah, and yes, 100%.
And then you knew he was going to come back the next year, and you knew everyone was in trouble because that's just who he was.
Michael Jordan did something that I never seen done before in sports, which transcends the sport. What Michael Jordan did was, the way when the big star of the other team comes in now, and there's boos, and there's this and that. Michael Jordan would go to a playoff game or go to a game, and when he got announced at the Garden, he got standing ovations, and everybody went nuts. Now, when it got to the game, everybody's like, fuck him, everybody won. But he was so good, and you knew. It is a little bit. Do you remember when Tyson had the white cloth towel?
Yeah.
And he walked in and he just had I'm talking like late 80s, 90s,
Yes.
and you saw the other guy's face. His entrance, you were like, this is rap. This is 99% rap.
It was
when Jordan
like that.
came in and he came in, it was you would need such a big thing. So I think that's part of your euphoria with the Giants. Now, if the New York Knicks won, let's just say this year, and it's a game 7, let's just say against OKC, right? And Brunson hits a game-winning buzz, and we win, and everybody, it will make you feel good, no?
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm starting to get into the Knicks again.
Yeah.
Because they're starting to go. So I'm testing them in.
But no. But we allow it as long. Yeah, we allow it.
Yeah.
we allow it.
It's starting to feel good. I'm starting to enjoy the team a little
bit. It's nice to have stars. Yeah, it's nice to have ballers with heart.
It's been so bad for so long. It's been that opposite feeling where you just know they're bad.
But you know what makes it?
It was they were getting the wrong guys.
Yeah.
It was just they weren't building the right type of team. And,
I think a lot of credit needs to go to Tom Thibodeau. Really, I really do.
A lot of it goes to
Tom
Thibodeau.
Guy doesn't lose,
but also the talent that they've gotten. They've made good moves.
No,
they got a star.
Well,
now.
Nobody thought that Brunson was going to be the star he is. They thought he was good, but they didn't think he's a superstar.
Yeah, he's a superstar.
No, he's a superstar.
Yeah.
He's not a star.
No.
He's a superstar, and he's playing.
But that's what makes a great acquisition like that great.
Right, because you're like, this wasn't just good for us. Like, this was fucking. There was a gold mine.
It's like when
you struck oil.
Harden went to Houston. It was like everyone knew he was good, but nobody knew he was going to become an MVP level player.
Because then you struck oil.
Yeah, you struck oil.
You struck oil. When you get
Yeah. So those 2 giant victories just uplifted me in a way, and those moments were euphoric. It was euphoria because you're seeing something that was unbelievable. It wasn't just the win.
Yeah.
The win wasn't what it was, right? I was there I was alive and cheering for the 86 victory. We were supposed to win that. The Giants in '86 were a juggernaut.
Yeah.
Right? Like so.
Well, Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, it was a juggernaut.
Yeah.
The Carl Banks. It was just they were a juggernaut, and so this one was like whoa, like crazy.
Yeah.
It was.
All right, before we get it really was, man, and that's why we had to bring it up because that was unbelievable.
Probably the best day of my life.
One of.
It's one of the best days of my life.
Well, you remember it really vividly.
It's one of the best days
All right,
of my
so
life.
we can't do this because listen, we got like 5 minutes left. We can't do best day ever and not talk about our wives, right? Because these are ultimately the women we chose. Yeah. These are the women we picked. Now, is your relief, because you say it's hard and then it needs to be hard in order for the euphoria to come because you went over this little bit of a struggle unto the thing. Was your struggle the actual marriage and committing? Was your struggle the proposal? Or is the best day you had with your wife neither of those days and maybe a day that you guys just had on vacation where like top to bottom it just everything was amazing?
Best day of my life was my wedding, and then it got replaced by the birth of my daughters, and I can't rank those 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a good indication because the wedding I just felt great.
I got to tell you something. I was worried about you on your wedding.
I was worried about me.
I was worried about you on the wedding.
I started smoking cigarettes again right before the wedding. I was so nervous.
Right before the wedding, because here's the deal. I knew about how nervous you were to get engaged, right? I knew, like, leading up. So I wanted to see how you'd be on game day. And I'll be honest.
I was pretty cool on game day.
Dude, you came out. You came out like Brady on game day. When you were taking pictures. Yeah. Yo, do you remember when you saw me staring out the window of the castle?
Yeah.
And I was just was I on my toes?
You were feeling yourself in the suit. and I saw you do it. I caught you doing it. You were having a moment with yourself.
No, I went
and
to
you
this
were going
giant.
like,
We were in
the
a
suit felt good. Yeah.
No, you said I was hopping up and down on my heels.
Yeah, you were hopping up and down your heels, looking down at your feet, just enjoying how good you looked in the tuxedo.
For the people that don't know, Yannis got married in this beautiful, beautiful castle in Long Island, right? And I remember being there in a tuxedo, and there was big windows, and I just looked out, and we're in a castle, and I don't know what it was. I was hopping on my feet, and I'm looking around like this is an empire, you know. And you actually caught the moment.
Caught you doing it.
But I saw you because they were grabbing you, and they're like, Yannis, we got to do pictures here. And it was like, that hour leading up is tense.
Yeah.
And you actually were cool as a cucumber, and then when it was over, it was euphoric, right?
Euphoric, but I enjoyed the wedding. The ceremony, I had a lot of nerves right before, but the wedding was it was a perfect day. It felt right. It was just a perfect day. And then when my daughter was born, my first daughter was born it was born a year after my dad died, and then my wife went into labor on his birthday.
Oh, wow.
So it was just like, to me still, that's like, what? There's a 1 in 365 chance that happens. So I don't know how to explain that.
I remember, you can't explain it.
You can't explain it, dude. Just know that there's a 1 in 365 chance that happens.
It's nuts.
The year after he died.
That's insane.
So she was born in the morning, it depends on how you look at it, right? Late at night or early in the morning the next day, but when somebody has a late night that night, you don't go, we had a crazy morning, right? It's a late night. So she essentially was born on his birthday.
That's insane. Yeah, no, man, it's like,
which was also her due date.
It's nuts.
Which is nuts.
And dude, I mean, the first time I ever talked to Stacy, she yelled at me, and
so
I was in high school, and I didn't know her.
Because the Giants won in that.
There's a God. I was scared. She yelled at me, and here you go. She kept popping in my life, and now she's my wife, and my wedding day too.
It's funny when you look back. You're going like,
things are supposed to kind of happen. I think.
You got to follow your gut. Sometimes you got to do the things you're scared to do. You got to show up.
There's no reason. There's no other explanation than when you put the hard work in and amazing things happen, and then when you don't, nothing happens. Isn't that a?
Yeah, but there's also this thing that maybe that like passion in your heart, that will, that thing that seems to put you on your path, your passion here. The people who are scared and do it, right? Maybe they're following what their destiny is supposed to be. So maybe your destiny is when you have a passion for something, you want to do it, but you're scared, do it.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
There you go, guys. That's the message, dude.
Yeah.
Just do it, and then you too will have the best day ever. Yannis Pappas.
Like Eli Manning, putting it up. Just putting it up there.
Dude.
He put it up there. He had to put it up there.
What a great way.
The scariest throw.
No, he had no choice.
He had no choice. The scariest throw, middle of the field, right? Defenders there.
Grabbing at him, getting out of three sacks.
Remember he got out of three sacks. And you're putting it up. So that's either going to be you're losing the game or you're winning the game.
Dude, that's the perfect way to end the show, because when you watch that play, he's running, and then when his eyes go up, he knows that's the only shot.
That's it.
That's the only shot, so let it fly.
Yeah, so this is either going to be an interception and the game's going to be over, or we're going to still be in it.
Or this one shot I'm taking is going to be worth it and be great, and it was.
And once that catch happened, you're like, they're going to win this.
Oh, my God.
Because the Patriots are going, a miracle's happening here. We can't stop it.
No.
They're probably their spirit's broken. They're going like, because I think you can't get over the fact, if you're the Patriots, that happened.
Yeah.
They're going like, that happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, he caught it like this. It's against his head.
Oh, this much
David
off
Tyree.
this much off the ground.
Yeah, David Tyree.
Yeah.
Who's David Tyree?
Yeah. Against the helmet. There you go. My good friend Yannis Pappas. You guys know where to see him. Where can they go to your dates?
Listen to my podcast, the Yannis Pappas Hour. History Hyenas, me and Chris DiStefano. My special's coming out in May. When's this coming out?
Hopefully Mayish.
So May, go watch my special. It's probably on YouTube.
And this might be out in June. But either way, go watch it. Go watch Yannis' special.
Yeah,
Check
and my
him
road
out.
date's YannisPappasComedy.com.
There you go. My date's PaulVirzi.com. Thank you, guys. This has been Paul's Best Podcast with one of my best friends, one of the best dudes, one of the best comics. And there you go. That was best day ever. We will see you guys next time. Take care.